Hi, everybody. This is Felicia, and I am here today with my first week of Project Life. A little disclaimer on my Project Life, I have weeks number 1 and 2, and it's actually just week number 1. Anyway, so I am here with the first week of January here of 2016, and this card is for the Sketches in Time Project Life blog. And if you want to take a look at that, I'll leave a link at the bottom there so you can go ahead and look. But each one of us are given a sketch, and we are to make one Project Life card, and then we are to take that Project Life card and make a Project Life layout with that using that card. So this is the card. I thought I'd leave this step in here so that you can see that I am making the card and I'm following the sketch that the Sketches in Time Project Life blog has given us all. Okay, so there it is right there. So that all of this is from the Scraptastic kit, and what I did was I just stitched that square and added a pop of orange. So there you have that, and rounded the corners, and so that is all done. So now I'm going to get started and using that card here on my layout. And so what you can see here is the card that says weeks 1 and 2, and it's actually week 1. So I'm just letting you know I made an error. Anyway, so with my Project Life here, what I do is I round all my corners, as you can see. Sometimes I do it before I start decorating, and then sometimes I do it after I've embellished all the cards and the photos. But what I'm doing right now is I'm just going ahead and embellishing all of these cards here. I'm using 4x6s and 3x4s. And all of these little embellishments that you see me here with are from the Scraptastic's This Life Noted kit for January of 2016. And then there's a stamp set that comes with this kit too, and I think I've used that stamp set quite a bit so far, doing my Project Life spreads. In the past, I remember starting Project Life, which was back in January of 2010, and I remember loving this project so much that all I concentrated on then was just getting all my cards in the album and getting all my photos in the album, and then that was it. I mean, I did very little embellishing, but I did do quite a bit of journaling in that first Project Life for 2010. And I thought it was the most amazing thing when I first started doing it. So, but now, I don't know where I went. Oh, I think I went to go get some ink. But now I do it a little bit differently. I still use full-size photos from time to time. I mean, I love to use the 4x6s, and I like to use 3x4s. And rarely I use anything smaller than the 3x4s. So most of my Project Life photos that you see are going to be pretty big here. So I hope you don't mind. As I embellish each one of these cards, I go through some of the thoughts of how I want it to be, if I want it to be color coordinated, or if I just want to just put the cards together. And a lot of the times I pick out a color in the set of photos that I have, and then I take that color and then I embellish with that color, and I put it throughout the Project Life layout here. And then what I use is I have different page configurations for my Project Life as well. So I'm using the Becky Higgins design. Let me see, what is that? I think it's design. No, that's not design A. Sorry about that. Oh, design D on this front page. I usually, and when I first started out, I used design A, but now I'm using design D right here in this particular layout. So, yeah, I'm putting, let's see, what am I doing right there? Yes, so I'm using that stamp set and I'm putting it down, and I'm going to be stamping classy. That is a cool stamp. I like that because I like the word classy. And I really look classy there though with my slippers on. Sitting in front of the fireplace there. It was cold too. I actually had the blanket wrapped around me, but you don't see that very much. You just see my slippers and my leggings. I'm just kind of kicked back and relaxed there. Anyway, so I write a little bit on that card, and that card says, so most of my, sorry, there, the voiceover cut off there on me. So anyway, it says, so most of my days are super busy, but this year I am going to make the time to take the time to do what I love, which is, of course, everybody knows scrapbooking. So now I'm on to the second page. This is going to be a double page here, and I'm getting all the things together here to put, let's see, put this page together. And like I said before in the past, I use large photos for my project life. And sometimes I cut them down and sometimes I don't. But I think the smallest size that I use when I'm doing my project life is the 3x4s. I use a combination of 4x6s, 3x4s, 4x4s, and occasionally you'll see me use something smaller than that. And the only reason why I use something smaller than that is because I decided to change the design page, which I have a Project Life. I can't remember what it was, but it has the little 2x2s in the middle and a lot of the 4x4s as well. So I have that kit, and I like that kit actually. So you'll probably be seeing me use it occasionally because I use it occasionally throughout the layouts. But most of the time I stick to design D and design A for the Becky Higgins Project Life. Or if I have something that I want to stick in the middle, like an insert or something like that, that's what I'll end up doing. So right now, I am putting all of the elements here on this page, this layout here for the Project Live. And I'm trying to make sure that I carry some of the orange color over to the second page that I have on the first page. So you're going to be seeing me bring some orange over to this page as well. And see right there, you see me put the two cards together. So I'm putting a 3x4 card together with a smaller card. I think that, yeah, and I'm going to overlap it. So it's a 4x4. So it's going to turn out to be a 4x6 for that area. So like I said, I kind of do a little bit of everything and do a combination of mix up with the cards, the 3x4 cards, the 4x6 cards, even the photo sizes I kind of change around. But when I first started, every photo that I used in my project life in 2010 was a 4x6. I don't know exactly at that time why I stuck to that kind of format, but who knows? Maybe it's because it was my first one. And then I also did a lot of journaling. If I haven't mentioned that before, oh, I barely embellished on that one. But for 2011, 12, and 13, 14, I did lots and lots of embellishments. And I ended up with double albums for all of those years, except for 2015, which kind of fell by the wayside. And I ended up taking the last few months, which was September, October, November, and December, and making monthly layouts with those. And so that's the only reason why I don't have a double album for 2015. But I'm not sure what 2016 is going to bring, and I'm not sure if I'm going to have a double album for that, but who knows? Who knows? We'll see. So far, so good, and I've been doing my photos regularly. I've always done, I've always taken the photos. My thing is getting the time on the weekends for me to sit down and do it because that's usually the time that I have to go ahead and work on my project life. And so I'm going to learn how to speed that up here in a little bit. Who knows? I'll be able to maybe work and get a couple videos out over the weekend instead of just one. So now I'm journaling here on one of the 3x4 cards, and I'm going to start putting like some stamps using the stamp set that came with the This Life Noted kit, and I'm going to be carrying over some more orange here too in a little bit as well with some washi and some other embellishments. So 2015 is just about done. I just have a few things to do on that one, and then I'll be done with that. And 2014, 13, 12, and all those guys, I'm running out of space to put these albums because they all have double albums except for 2010 and 15. So I'm going to have to figure out something. Who knows, I might be able to do that. Anyway, so here I am. You can see I'm taking some of the washi and I'm using, that's from the Freckled Fawn embellishment kit. And that's what I made a promise to myself, is to use the Freckled Fawn embellishment kit for not only my scrapbooking layouts, but for my Project Life layout as well as my stash. So I'm going to be doing that. And I don't know what I'm doing right now. I think I'm watching something. I always watch something when I'm doing. I love the old movies from the 1940s, 50s, and 60s. I love that era, right in there as far as watching the movies. And musicals are my favorites. Musicals are my absolute favorite to watch. So I'm probably watching a musical of some kind. So there you go. I am putting on that orange washi there on a few of the cards just to carry it over from the first page. And I was going to use that flare badge, but it was just, I didn't like the way it looked right there. So on these photos, you see my upper photo up the top there. You see my sofa there with the pop of orange pillows that everybody keeps thinking they're pink and they're not. And then you see my hands there forming a heart, and then I put that heart there. And that was not done on purpose. I kid you not, I was just fooling around with the camera. And then you see my one little word journal there, or I should say binder there for the Ali Edwards one little word. And my one little word this year is goals, because I have quite a few of them that I would like to accomplish. So far, I've accomplished one goal this year. And I did a goal recap in the middle of the month of January. And so we're at the end now. And as I'm doing this video, it is actually January 31st. So you'll see on my next Project Life layout the goal that I accomplished. But I definitely want to make sure that I take care of all of that. That's why I chose that word this year, and it's actually working for me. I'm really surprised that it actually is working, because I've chosen other words in the past and they somewhat work for me, but in this case, this one did. This one worked really well. So now I'm finishing up a little bit of the journaling here on my Project Life cards, and I use StazOn for the This Life Noted cards because they're a little shiny and a little slick, and it works really well on those. So, all right, guys, this is going to be cutting off pretty soon, and I want to thank you guys for watching. So take care.